My name is Charles Horkey. Everybody pretty much calls me CJ. That's what I've been called my entire life. So that's what I go by on a daily basis is CJ. I probably wouldn't answer you if you called me Charles, but my given name is Charles Horkey, and I'm a stylist in Lutz, Florida at Cameo Salon and Spa. That's where I do what I do every day. So a little bit about myself. I'm a little older. We won't say how old, but I'm a little bit older. And I used to be a part of human resources for many years back in Ohio. And I just got tired of going in and not ever knowing what was going to happen with my job. So I came to the conclusion when I turned 30, I said, well, you know what? I need to do something. And I wasn't quite sure what, but I had some friends that lived here locally in Florida. So I made a move. I sold everything, I packed up, and I came to Florida. When I got here, I said, well, I've always had a passion for helping people, but I don't quite want to go to school and be a psychiatrist. I don't want to take all that long of a time to be a doctor. So what can I do that's really creative and fun and help people? And I landed on hair. My friend said, you always have done hair, you've always played with my hair, you've always colored, you've had fun doing it. So why not look into doing that as a career? So it kind of clicked in my head and I said, okay, let me take a look at this. So I toured a couple schools, didn't really feel what I wanted to feel from them. I didn't quite know what I was looking for, and somebody had told me, well, there's a school called the Salon Professional Academy, and I said, okay, well, it can't hurt, let me go look at it. I didn't know anything about it, didn't know it was Redken, didn't know any of their back history. So when I got there, I expected it to be a lot like the other schools where they just wanted to kind of take your money and take you on a tour and just sign you up and get everything from you and not really give you any kind of experience back. And I found a warm, loving family there, which is kind of what Redken is all about. And that's pretty much how I decided to go to the Salon Professional Academy, because it felt right. It felt like a really good place to be. So I went through school there. I graduated top of my class. I was an honors graduate. And ever since then, I've been here at Cameo Salon and Spa. We're a KRS salon. I'm currently at a level 3 and rapidly building towards a level 4, which I'm very excited about. And I'm really excited to kind of take what I was given through all of the Redken training that I've had from, Tara Gardner and Lucas and Sherry and even Lynn Wenzel, who I've really gotten to know over the past year. She's been kind of a mentor to me. I don't know if she knows that or not, but she's really got me excited about doing hair and putting my business out there and really sharing my enthusiasm for the industry. We recently went and did our specialist program, which I was super excited about because I hadn't really been in the classroom. We do have trainings here, but that 4 days, you guys, I don't know if you know the dynamic that you put together when you had Lucas Schaefer and Tara Gardner and Sherry Slott all together for those 4 days, but it was the most amazing, and I get a little emotional because it just them 3 people put together. They really kind of wake up that spirit inside of you and that feeling of, I want to do what they're doing and I want to inspire people and make them feel that way. So that's kind of where I'm at my journey with Redken, and being part of it with Redken. I really want to share my passion and share all of the education and things that I've learned through all these amazing people and the amazing opportunities that I've had through Redken. And I'm so super thankful that I went to the Salon Professional Academy. I'm super thankful that I have gotten a position here where we are a Redken Elite family. And we get to experience Redken on a daily basis. It really is when they go in and they tell you that, you know, you're going to be a part of the Redken family, and when we see you, you're a part of our family, we're going to remember you. Every one of them has always remembered my face, our coworkers' faces, and I think that's really something special to be a part of. And that's why I really have a passion to join that family, that legacy of Redken. So with that said, that's kind of me and why I want to go into Redken. I don't feel like I necessarily want to be a teacher. I'm going to be a sharer. I want to share my enthusiasm and what I've learned with people. If you learn something, awesome. If you just get excited by what I tell you, awesome. But I just really want to be, you know, that Tara Gardner, that Sherry, and that Lucas, and I really want to make people excited like Lynn does about what she does in business, and I just really want to be a part of that. And I'm happy to be on this journey in an audition process, so I hope you see something in me that is kind of like them, and I'm looking forward to the future with Redken, whether I do move on as a Redken artist or I continue on the path that I am now in the salon. I'm just super excited to be a part of Redken in some way. So that's a little bit about me. What we're going to do today, what I want to show you, is I kind of want to take on a trend, but show some application processes through color. And I really want to show kind of what I do on a daily basis. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of color washing or beauty washing, and then we're going to go through and we're going to do a retouch and a refresh through the ends to add some color into hair. And I'm excited to show my process with you and hope that it's something that you enjoy watching. So this is Paige. What we're going to do today is we're going to do one of the hottest trends right now, which is granny hair. So we're going to take her from this beautiful golden blonde that we have right now, and we're going to transition her into a little bit cooler and into the grayer area of life. It's a weird trend, but I'm kind of digging it because it's happy ironic, and it's something that really is giving you a lot of freedom of expression. And that's what I like to do with hair. I like to make sure that people are really showing who they are with their outside. So you don't really have to guess too hard who you're dealing with when you come up to her. And Paige, she's awesome. We transition her a lot from light to dark, dark to light. So she's really used to going home and taking care of her hair at home. So I don't really have to worry about damaging her hair as much as I would say another guest that just walks in off the street that would want this trend. And again, like I said, she's already lighter, so it's going to be a relatively simple process today. We're ready to go. So our first step is we're going to do a soap cap or a bleach wash, whatever you're used to saying in your salon. A lot of times you don't want to say bleach to a blonde because they automatically think, oh my god, my hair is going to snap off, it's going to be on the floor, breakage, bleach, crazy. So we like to hear at least say like a soap cap or a beauty wash, so it's a little bit easier for the guest to understand what's going on and you're not freaking them out at the same time. So like I said, we're going to do that today. What we're going to do is we're going to take it in the bowl, at your shampoo bowl. So we're going to take the ends first. We're going to saturate that, and as we do that, we're going to move up the strand slowly, and it's really a visual process on what we're doing because we want to keep this root nice and darker. We don't want to really ruin that effect of having a rooted feeling because that's really hot right now, and we want that in our finished product. So we're going to take it from ends all the way up here and really just kind of finger raking it through to give you a baby light effect to the top of the hair at the end when we have our gray in there. It's going to be a really pretty look, and I'm excited to show you how we're going to do that. Right now we're going to head on back to the bowl and we'll meet you there. Okay, so what we did is we went ahead and I mixed most of my beauty wash here. What we did is we took 3 parts of our decolorizer, which I like flash lift for this process. We also took 3 ounces of 40 volume developer and an ounce of hair cleansing cream. That's my mixture that I have here so far. I mixed that together, and then very lastly what you're going to do is you want to add your water. I like to use hot water because we know heat makes everything go faster. So when I add that in, I'm going to mix that together. We're going to go into the bowl with our product, and I'm going to really just saturate the ends, and like I said, move up the strand of the hair as we go. Again, keeping in mind that this is a visual process, so you'll see it turning as you're doing this process. After we were done with the beauty wash, which is a really important part, we went ahead and we shampooed her with Extreme Shampoo, which is our protein line. And then we also did a cat treatment, which is super important because we want to make sure that we're maintaining the integrity of the hair, because let's face it, it is a decolorizing process. We are messing with the hair strands, so we want to make sure that we get some of that protein back in the hair. So we did that. We let the cat treatment sit on for about 5 minutes and then rinsed, and we also followed that with a extreme conditioner. So always maintaining the structure of the hair. Right now we're getting ready to blow dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in some anti-snap. And what that is it's also a protein treatment, and it's really going to get in there and help to even out the porosity of the hair. So when we apply our silver color, we don't get a splotchiness going on from, you know, the porosity being a little bit funny. So we're doing that. I've already applied it. And Melissa, if you want to grab the camera, come on over and don't be shy. Let's get right up on here. I want to show what we did in that process. So we are super light on the end, and then we're gradually getting darker as we go to the root. And what that's going to do is that's going to give us that really pretty silver into a really pretty dark gray. And I think that that's one of the nicest ways to do this trend. And also when she fades out, it's going to fade really pretty for her, and she's not going to have to worry about, okay, now I need to go get my hair redone. So it gives her a little bit longer of a lifespan on the color of the hair. So right now we're going to go through and power dry her, get her ready to go to apply our second color. Okay, now that we have Paige all blown out, you can really see the transition in color. So we're going from really light to a little bit darker. It's not super dark, but we do have that rooted out feeling, which is going to make this such a nicer transition. And it's going to make it really pretty. So what we're going to do next is we're going to apply our actual color. And we're going to do that in 2 formulas using Shades EQ gloss. So that's going to really add a lot of shine to the hair, and it's going to fade out really subtly, so she's not stuck with a weird color once it starts to oxidize and kind of do its thing. So what we're going to do for the root area is we're going to do 09V, 09B, and 6T. We're going to do a half, and a fourth. So a half of 09B, a half of 09V, and a fourth of 6T, with just regular processing solution for the root area, because again, I want to keep that a little bit darker. For the mid shaft to ends, we're going to mix a second formula using the same thing, but we're going to add clear to that to really dilute the pigment, so we don't have a really dark gray, so it kind of gets that really silvery, icy effect towards the bottom because we don't want her to look like she's 900 years old. Basically, we want it to be really pretty and fashion forward. So it's going to really melt from a darker into a lighter silver, and I feel like that's going to be really pretty for her. And also, I'm keeping in mind, you know, what's going to happen afterwards, because we all know shades does lighten after shampoo, so you're not stuck with it. Gives you soft regrowth, no hard lines in there. So what will happen is as that fades off, you have your blue, your violets, your toning colors in there. So it's really going to fade out to a nice, icy, kind of platinum-y blonde. And I think she would be really happy with that. And she's going to get a lot of time out of it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to mix the color, and I'll meet you back here to apply. What we did is we went ahead and mixed our color. Again, we're using Shades EQ Gloss, 09V, 09B, and 6T. This one we are not using clear because we want that to be a little bit darker with our processing solution. So we went ahead and sectioned her off into 4 quadrants. What we're going to do is we're going to start in these back sections here. Color, bring them back down, go up here, color, and then go forward with our secondary color, working from the front to the back. So that's where we're at right now. So I like to keep my processing solution separate from my color until I'm ready, because like we all know, as soon as you mix it, it starts to oxidize. So we want to keep that separated as long as possible, so you're not sitting chit-chatting with your guests and you're like, oh wait, I forgot that I have color mixed, and then you have to go back and mix new color because it's already silver in the bottle and not on her head. So we'll take this section down here, and we're going to go right along. Go ahead and tilt your head a little bit for me. We're going to go right along her hairline here, and we're just going to apply like we're doing a basic retouch right along our sectioning here. It's okay if you get it on the other section because we're doing the base all the same color. But again, you just want to remember that you always want to keep everything nice and neat. And if you need to, like I had her, just move her head a little bit. Just say, okay, listen, can you move your head? Because you don't want to kill yourself. Remember, we, like Sam Villa always says, we are always doing this. So don't kill yourself, kill your guests for 5 minutes. They're not going to care as long as they look great. I've never had anybody complain about moving their head. So just keep that in mind. Make yourself comfortable. You don't want to kill yourself doing somebody's hair when they can just sit here for 5 minutes, maybe a little bit uncomfortable. And really, if you think about it, it's not that uncomfortable of a situation for them to move. So I'm applying our root color. We want to go down until you see that real transition there. Take your section and bring it in and move along your sections like that. Remember, when you apply your color, you don't want to pull back on the section really hard because that's going to cause bleeding, and you don't want to have a weird line in your color. So you always want to kind of keep your section up in the air to keep from having that happen, because what we like to tend to do is really get in there and we start pulling the hair backwards and smushing that color right up onto that real pretty light blonde, and we don't want that to happen. We want a nice soft transition. So just keep that in mind when you're applying your color today. And also, you know, color in general, even when you're doing a retouch, make sure you keep that in mind. Try to be conscious of that, because you'll get a better result when you apply your color that way. have her zone 1 applied, we're going to go ahead and mix together our processing solution in our second color, which is the same formula as the first, which is our 09B, 09V, and 6T. Again, a half, and a fourth. But this time we also added an equal part of clear. So we added 1.3 ounces of clear to our solution so we can get a diluted color going on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mix and we're going to apply from root to end, kind of blurring those two sections together so you don't create a hard line. Have our color applied, couple things to remember when you're doing this color. Number one, don't freak yourself out and be like, oh my gosh, I need to go rinse that. Let it do its thing. I've done it on my hair quite a few times and I freaked myself out and I was like, oh my god, we need to go rinse that. Let it process, let it do its thing. You already know where you're headed with your color, so don't freak yourself out about that. Just keep that in mind. Also, with our application, we kept it nice and neat, so we have very minimal cleanup after we applied our color. So you always want to remember, keep that color off their hairline. Nobody wants to walk home with a color halo. It's not cute. Nobody wants to say, hey, I just went to the salon and got my hair colored. Look at my beautiful accessory that they left me on my forehead. Just don't do it. It's better for your guests. It's better for you. They're going to enjoy their color a lot better, a lot quicker, because they're not going to have to go home and scrub their forehead. Also at the end, I like to pick the hair up off the neck and place it on top in a really loose twist and clip that off. So if they need to get up and go somewhere, they don't have their hair flopping all around. If the cape should open, they're not worried about, oh my god, is my hair going to get on my clothes? So those are a few things to keep in mind. Also, I want to draw attention to our tray over here. A lot of times we get in the heat of the moment and we just throw our stuff around. It's not professional looking. Make sure that you always keep your area nice and tidy. Nobody wants to see a trash tray just hanging around. It's not cute for your coworkers. It's not nice for your guests to look at. So when you're done, tuck your gloves into whatever container that you have. Make sure you're not squeezing color all over. You have bleach dripping everywhere. If for some reason you drop color, just swipe it up real quick. Go on about your business. But just make sure that you keep everything nice and neat and keep the guests nice and neat and they'll love you for it. And we processed our color for 20 minutes and took her back. We shampooed her. Again, we cat treated again, which that process is 5 minutes on the hair, and then rinsed that. And we also did a Redken conditioning treatment with Protein, Color Extend, and All Soft to really get some conditioning back in the hair. We're super excited about the color right now. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and power dry the hair using One United, which is my absolutely favorite thing right now. I don't even know how to describe this. It's amazing. Our sister company, Pureology, had 21 for a while. I was absolutely bananas about that one. This one I am super excited about because I love roses. It smells like roses. But basically what this does is it's your manageability, your protection, and your beauty all in one bottle. It's an easy way to describe it to your guests. What I'll do is typically I'll spray it on their hair. I'll prime them. Great for detangling. I'll let them know that. Also, it has your UVA, UVB. It's your anti-static. And then I just kind of hand them the bottle and I let them read the rest. So I put that on first, combed it through, And then we're also going to apply some of our pillow-proof blow-dry primer to cut down the blow-drying time, and as well as add that little bit of extra heat protection that we need for the hair. So make sure that you shake it before you apply it, because I forget to do that sometimes, and then I have to go and reapply it. And that's pretty much all I really need to say about this one. It's simple, it's self-explanatory, pillow-proof blow-dry. It's going to quicken the process of blowing out your hair and gives you your heat protection. So let's go ahead and we're going to get her blown out and then style her after. So she wanted to go ahead and have her hair curled. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, we're already power dried. Everything is nice and even the way we want it. I'm super happy with the color. What we want to do, and I always like to think about 2, 3, 4 weeks down the road with this kind of color that we do. I like to make it so where when this fades off, she still has a pretty color. So she's not saying, okay, now it's only been 3 or 4 weeks, I need to go in and get my color. I'd like her to have that confidence that she can walk around for 6 weeks and know that her color is just going to fade off naturally into a pretty area. So that's why I like to keep this a little bit darker and go into the lighter here. It gives it a little bit more of a natural feel. With that said, what we're going to do is we're going to finish her off. We're going to just lightly section her hair. And then I'm all about heat protection, protecting the hair. We don't want to ever really over process the hair, burn it out. So you will see me always priming the hair. We're going to go in with our Iron Shape 11. This is going to give a little bit of a hold, and it's going to make sure that we're taking care of the hair and we're not destroying it. I enjoy our flat iron curl. Number one, it's super fast to do. Doesn't take very long at all, instead of pulling out your curling iron, having to wait for that to heat up. And it gives it just a nice, soft, modern wave. What we do is, after we sprayed it, I'm going to take it and I'm going to do a half loop away from the face and just slowly go down the strand of the hair. Help it along with my finger and let it rest. Bring down my next section. Comb it through. And again, we're going to go at an angle, half turn, and go down the strand of the hair. I find that if you take the curl and you move downward with it instead of straight out, you get more of that soft kind of a wave instead of a barrel curl. Okay, so we're all done curling. We're gonna just lightly layer this with some Control Addict 28. It's a strong hold, but like you've seen in the videos, you can really run your fingers through it really easily. So that's why I really like this spray, because it gives you that hold you need with it still being touchable soft. Because we don't want crunchy hair. Nobody ever walked in the salon and said, give me crunchy hair. Unless you have the helmet, and that's just a whole other story. So unless you really have gray hair and it's not mechanically done, then you don't want your hair to feel like you can go in a hurricane. So that's why I really like this. Very, very touchable, very soft, but gives you the control that you need. So we're gonna actually let Paige kind of see what we're working with now. How do you feel?
I love it. Winner, winner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. We're all done. I let Paige leave. She was a trooper. I was super excited with the result, and I know that she's gonna love it. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that I shared with you. I know I'm not 100% perfect, but I'm learning, and I feel like that's the industry in general. We're constantly learning, and I look forward to hopefully, you know, continuing my journey towards becoming a Redken artist with you, and continue to learning myself and inspiring others and being a part of it.